All right. Um, standard standard method, I think, especially on the holiday. We'll
Yeah, for sure.
start
All right,
fresh.
let me. I'll go through some of what I have here.
I mean, I know I got to you a little late, but I pretty much didn't go through like my oversold, overreaction, bottom scanners. I just went off like my big list, things that were on our levels that we already had charted. And I mean, I came up with probably 25. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
I figured
Good
that was
morning.
enough. Good morning. That was enough to stop. And there's plenty of ER plays this week as well. Um, Not that playing through them is good, but I think there's a lot. So there's no reason to like reinvent the wheel right now.
Right. No, I completely agree with you. Um, all right, so I will go ahead and get started. I have a little bit of a smaller list of ads this week. Um, just kind of being cautious, but there's a couple that I do really like. So the first I want to talk about is VFF, which is Village Farms International, and it's sitting under $4 right now. And basically, what I'm seeing here is a lot of attempts to get it back to 5 in June, and I see a floor that they're trying to do it at 4. But this is sold off a ton, and might need to settle a bit. If I could get it around like 350, I'd probably be happy with that. But
I don't know when you had me look at this before, but it had to have been you. Um,
yeah,
yeah, we have 561 or 550 right in that range. Um,
yeah,
Everything else points to this being a lot higher. Like $8 and $9 strikes, I wouldn't be surprised. Um,
there are some for the fall up there. Yeah,
but finding a bottom is hard. I like your number of 350 though. Like 350 seems real, a real safe
yeah. I
number.
mean, it's it's under the sold put level, but when you're dealing with it's either going to be 3 or it's going to be 4. They're going to go with 4, um, rather than the out of the money one. So anyway, yeah. So I like that one.
You got sold puts at
Um,
4 for
yeah.
now.
Yes. Yeah. For 520.
520. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's
All
a
right. So then
decent chart.
next one that I like is Givo.
Sweet. What stock is that?
Yeah.
Where am
and
I at? I don't even need to do anything here. Sweet. Circle that.
it it sold off 3%, but I mean, really, I think just the market, you can probably add 2% to most stocks in terms of what they would have done Friday, just because kind of sold off everything. But in any case, so what I have on Givo, I've got 617 5C was the one that stood out to me.
Yeah, I've traded this stock for a while. It's currently in a 350 to $5 channel. That's what I have. I have my numbers exactly are 354 and 494. So I
Nice.
by that it would mean I I'm not going to get to 350 usually. So be mindful I am going to pay above 350 and to scale out before 5. That's kind of
Yeah.
that's the channel I'm in for my trades on this. And it hasn't been great this year, but man, it was good last year. But they had good news. They had that deal, right? Which isn't going to produce revenue until I think really 2024, 2026 maybe. But
Yeah.
it's a huge deal. Like it's not small potatoes. Um, and between now and then, they could just sign more deals, right? And kind of institute that revenue all at the same time. So, um, big partnership with Delta. That's usually who they tend to go with. They also have like a facility outside of O'Hare where they did the test program and everything for their product.
Oh, cool.
It's because it's like jet biofuel, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, good stuff. I like it all around. Just really familiar for me. So, in this time, um, I love it a lot. How do you play? I'm curious how you play the option side.
Um, Usually because of the $5 increments, I'll go like 1 or 2 months out.
Okay.
Just because, I when you get a fill on it, and you can be down instantly just because of the way that they move. But when you have some wiggle room with that when you do monthlies. So I kind of with smaller caps like that, I sort of look to swing them, and I'll have 80% shares, 20% options,
Yeah, this thing
and just look for it to hit my range.
this thing kind of has a smaller float too. So if then they haven't diluted forever, but when they have volume, it moves 10-20% easy, which is a couple
Yeah.
bucks on these stocks. That's why I like it. But it's good stuff. Good.
Yeah.
Next one.
All right. So I'm gonna get into energy for a minute, and first one is now this one's on a pretty massive uptrend, but I think it's just going to continue. REI.
It's on. Did you see my? Did you read that list I dropped you?
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. It kind of just matched up.
I
So
this was we called this like at the bottom.
yeah.
Just hasn't
Yeah,
stopped.
for sure.
Um,
This is probably going to go to $6, and one of the reasons that I like it is um, they do I think have earnings coming up on the 10th, and
yeah.
I mean it's just a sector that just kind of couldn't be hotter. Might pull back. I definitely don't want people to chase it, but I mean if it calms down or has a red day, or I mean I think that there's a lot of momentum to push this up. So
Yeah.
5 to 6, that's a good move, and
Close,
that's
close
kind
to,
of
close to four is possible. Well, TAC,
yeah.
yeah, you kind of already.
And you've seen it do that, by the way. Like you see, it'll have these cool downs and then charge right back up, and so that's kind of what you want is just one or two of those daily candles that dips and kind of has the big wick on the bottom. That's just my basic TA. Something I notice.
Yeah, they kind of sell off with a market trend, but it holds levels well. It kind of
Yeah,
fights the fight.
yeah. I mean, you could draw one of those trend lines, like, and it's just really consistent with what
Yeah,
it's been
and
doing.
I mean, and that's what you want. You don't want something that just goes up and then it's 370 today and it's 375 tomorrow and it's 380 the next day. That's real hard to trade. Like you want something that's dropping 50 cents and then making a 2% gain on the day. Those stocks are great. And we talk about that all the time. Like this is down 8%, but it's going to close up or it's going to close even. Um, and you want stocks that create range like that. And it's kind of what P is talking about here. It's in an uptrend, but we're getting these big wicks, which is a lot of range. It's just range. Um,
Yeah,
and that's what you look for. Yeah, this is 420 to 460. The way I trade, that's a $400 trade on that day. And it gives that to you damn near every day.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
um,
So next one I have is one that I've had before, took off. Probably shouldn't have even taken it off, but Fro.
you cut your fro
And
off.
yeah. So Fro is
What the?
a marine shipping specifically for oil, and basically when you look at it, it's bouncing around from 8 to 10, and is likely to break through and go to 12 in June. So, but I mean, when you trade it, you don't really need that to happen. You just kind of are going to play this range up to $10. Scale out. I probably scale out most of it last time I think I did it like 960, 970, something like that. But the first time I played this actually was all the way down from it was like 675 to 960, 975 or something like that. So so now right now it kind of seems like it wants to hold that $8, and that's where the put floor is on it too. So
Yeah, you got a higher low from when we started playing it. We were playing it to the $8 level, 750 before, and now you're holding this. Yeah,
yep.
every time you get an 8 or a 790, it just jumps right back. For me, it's kind of caught under not 920, um, as opposed to the 10 right now. So why I say that is if it breaks 920, you see like 930, that's probably when 10 will come. That's when you'll get that 10 test. If not, it kind of looks like it's being choked under that level. This channel should continue to get tight until it makes a decision. I like it. Another one we're already on. You said $12
Yep.
calls?
Yeah, for June 17th.
Thank you.
All right, so next one I have is I caught what was a bottom on this and had a decent trade. I think I made like 30% on options on it, but it's a Frey, Frey, and it had some big fat selling happen on Friday, kind of like a lot of things did. Earnings May 11th, pre-market, and whales are just really bullish on it.
Fucking ass pack.
And $10 is the number.
It's ass
That
pack. Yeah. You see this shit? I always say treat volume profile kind of like a chair, right? Like something you'd sit down on. You want to sit down on that? Yeah, 10. It's got 10 written all over it from this angle. Really, I mean, if you want a bottom, um, 775 was those low as you were going to get.
Yeah, and I mean it could do that. It definitely could have that extra selling pressure. I mean, I've noticed that in the market, a lot of times when something really sells off heavy, it'll go ahead and like dip again at open, and then because those are all those institutional orders, and then it'll kind of like find its footing and go from there. So yeah, I wouldn't rush to get into it. Very interested in it at 8, under 8. But yeah, I think it's going to go back to 10.
I'm going against the grain on you here, P. Just on the technical side, I have an RTL box, like an older
Mm-hmm.
one with consolidation, right? I mean, that's fucking huge. And then the bottom of my 70% is the same, and it's right here at the 850. So I think if you get low 8 ads, I don't think you're seeing sevens again.
Oh, good. Well, yeah. I mean,
I, I
the sold puts are at 8 for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting sevens again. And then ER would be your catalyst, so it's probably going to happen. The decision on which way this chart is going to move is probably happen here. I would wait for a flush. Seems safe to play the flush here, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean that's kind of my favorite entry on anything is just a flush if I know the flow is bullish on it, because
Yeah.
I mean it flushes, and the RSI is sitting at like 20 on the 3-minute chart, and I enter, and I might be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'll just cut it loose. But there's the percentage is right, especially when playing options.
100%. The 8 sold puts, are they the strong part of this, or is it the 10 calls that are the strong part of this?
Oh, I mean it's about even, like
Okay.
it's 520 sold puts, and then it's June 17th for in
Calls.
July, the 10C.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm just I'll go on record saying I don't think it's gonna crack 8. Um,
No,
I
I mean I will
I really don't.
I'll start scaling in on any kind of dip. I would just I would add down to 8 and then a little under that. And then if the setup falls apart, I would just probably bail on it. But
Yeah, I mean, there's enough range for me. Like, I only need to grab 50, 60 cents of that, right? Like,
yeah.
you just got to time it, right? And yeah, the flush is way safer. I would, I think my note on this P is gonna be like if it does get below the 8 level before the ER, play it, and if not, just wait for the ER.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'll look at it. So, um, yeah, yeah, it looks like this chart looks like free money.
So there's a one I want to go over right now, and I don't actually want to put it on the
Okay.
hot list, but I just want to get your read on it, just kind of as a lesson. And the reason I'm not gonna put it on the hot list is that it's a biotech, and I just kind of don't do those
Already hit it.
unless there's special circumstances. But it's but the flow is great, but the sector's wrong for me, and the chart just kind of looks like a disaster. It's a PACB, and I just don't. I mean, whales are like wanting it at $8 and $10 in the summer, but what exactly is going to push this to turn it around? Because I just could see it falling to like $4,
Yeah,
and I don't know what would stop it. I mean, because they
five's in
have
the
to have
way.
something.
Five's in the way.
Oh, okay.
That's your biggest level is 5. But
Ah,
I
gotcha.
mean, you're going there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you're headed right
I don't want
now.
to I don't want to hot list something where we've got $1 downside on a $6 stock.
um,
Um,
you have yeah the price target of 14. Like yeah, there's you just would have to. It's a bio. That's why. I mean, let's be honest with these guys here, so they understand it's not just preference. You really got to do research on bios, and then they really have to have their shit together. Like if you're worried about a company being good, um, this is the sector you really need them to perform in, or it's just
yeah, and
it's
you're just
going to change.
you've got FDA. They're very finicky about FDA news, and even if the news isn't that bad, if they're just like, oh, we're gonna push this back a month, or it'll just drop like a rock. So
Look at
um,
Sense. Look at Sense on F on. They got FDA approval,
yeah.
and this is what happened right here. This was on approval. This was positive news.
Yeah, and options are a nightmare because a lot of times they do actually spike after hours and pre-market, and then just give it all back. And by the time you open,
I just
you're red or whatever. So anyway, so I bring this up because the way my filters are set up, it doesn't it doesn't exclude
but
biotechs.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like this is like A plus flow if this were an oil company, but there's more context. So I try to look at that too. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to just touch on that just a
I
bit,
mean
just to kind of talk about how I work.
it's been 10 it's been 10 and it's hit. I mean it hit 40. It used to be a $30 stock, but 10's kind of the I don't know. I don't. Do you know what they do? Have you looked at any of that stuff?
Yeah, so they genetic analysis is their thing. Um, which is a potential growth area, like the genomics. I remember that BNGO stock that used to run.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably like $1 by now or something.
I
But
mean, is it cheap enough to just play leaps on this thing? I mean, if it's gonna go to 12, right? Or
yeah, yes. I mean, it's all about your risk tolerance. You want to throw $50 at it.
yeah, I mean, I think
I
that's
just
the way to play something like this. When you see a read that stands out significantly, I think that's the safest way to play it is tucking away like something insignificant that might run 400% or go to, you know, change.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then give yourself in that situation. I assume you just always give yourself as much time as possible, right? That's the
Yes. I would go January 2023 as part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see, I like that. And how much are those running? Let's see. I just had it up. January 2023. Like some 15s or like 70 and fit is big ass spread. So 60 cents, I guess it would be.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but again, the chart had 40 on it. I don't, yeah, crazy. They had a good run. 19, I guess probably COVID related, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Through the roof. All right. No, you're not talking me into a bio, P.
Uh, yeah. Chinese education, the
I'll,
Nigerian Amazon.
yeah,
Like,
but I'm drawing the line at the bio. I would have
yeah.
I would have played CRBP if you could talk me into it.
I had to play that one.
I
I had to
know.
give
I
money
couldn't do
back
it.
on it.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah. All right. So then I've got uh, laser.
LAZR.
Yep.
I, do I gotta like? No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. I was beating the table on lidar for a minute.
Oh yeah.
I think
Um,
you said it, and then like I started looking to it, and I was like, "There's something here."
yeah, and we have a kind of a beautiful sell off here, and the put to call ratio is 0.13, which is just microscopic and bullish. And sold put level is 11, 157,000 in volume on Friday. And then 520, 1350 is the other contract that stands out. And the whales they're still in leaps from 18 to 25 uh, staggered the further out you go.
You said puts were 11. Did I get that
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I just pulled two RTO lines. Pretty simple. I think last time we talked about this chart was a few weeks ago, and I didn't like it as much as I do now. But 1053 and 14 is what I have. It's pretty close to what you have.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Volume profile in 3 years, 15. So it even has more than that. I'd like to see 18 would be key level, Professor. Like if you get a strong on 18 or anything above 18, that'd be like a should be in your daily note signal because it could run to 25. That's just
Yeah.
this is just where the break is right here 17,518.
Yeah. And I love that sector. So
Yeah. So while we're on that, let's just Viz. You ain't seeing nothing here again, or was this a one time thing? Because I like this chart way better.
let me see what I got on it.
What was the other one too? There was another one that was in the mentions. I guess.
Isn't it just LIDR?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, this one's consolidating too. Yep, both of those are way better than that one you just pulled. Although yours, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Yours is oversold, so you probably have more range.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of
Yeah.
those
See,
are.
MVIS. Let's see.
You killed that one last time.
Yeah.
ER out of this ER right here. So
So
good.
I did see a pretty we had a decent push in volume for 513 450 C. Um, that'd be a really big move for 1 week. So
Yeah.
so that one kind of stands out. 819 5C. Um, there's kind of a lot of bearish noise that I think is going to drop out of the open interest because I think that they've taken their profits already. But that's yeah, I'll definitely monitor that one.
Yeah, we
But
have.
it's just one of those. It's like space. You know, you just have several different possibilities. So
I have 325 to 375. That's a 50-cent range on a $3 stock. I love the play, and then it has the breakout potential to your strike price, the four to five.
yeah,
I mean, that's why I like it. There's also, for me, it feels like there is an acquisition of a lidar company to a pretty big name company, um, kind of going on
Yeah,
behind
and
the
it's
scenes.
it's possible the whales don't know which one, and they're
No,
just kind of
no, they don't. But they know someone's about to. They know someone's shopping.
yeah, absolutely.
That's what I think. All right, perfect.
All right, so I've got one more small cap, and then um, large cap I want to talk about. So I've got EGHT
Fuck is that?
8x8.
I don't even know what
This
that
is a
is. Nice B. Ooh,
what do they do? They're
ooh.
enterprise communication solutions, business services, education, financial services, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean this is just really beaten to hell, and I like it because the whales have kind of dropped out of puts and they're flipping it back around to calls. I've got leaps to 1250. I've got May and June 10C. So I definitely think this will, we're near the bottom on it. Just need a plan for when to enter.
Yeah, 1 year volume profile is 1270, so that 1250 makes sense. I have 1627 is a big range. Historically, we're way under that bottom. There's really nothing there. That's I mean I
Yeah.
think that's why you're at 8. You have the ER thing coming up here on the 10th.
Yep.
That would be your catalyst. It's just low volume, lots of selling. Yeah, it's just all it's been all sell for like a month. You were at 11 a month ago, right? And it's been all
Yeah.
selling. They've had one good day.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Some of them are just brutal. It's just good. It's good to be a day trader. I love it. I just, stuff can go down. I don't care. I'm not in it. So
well,
I
you
want it
got.
to.
I say that all the time. Like when you're not into it, you kind of got to be a fan of it going down.
Yeah.
That's what you want. I mean, if you were in the market for a PlayStation 5 and the price was going 180, 160, I mean, I would be rooting for that to go down to $20.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of how you want it. And then for me the more overreaction, especially on the day, when you get those big dips on the day, Chegg was a great example. Um, the more it dips, the more likely it's going to bounce back a little bit,
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
to get a trade out of it for sure.
Like I played a bounce on Shop where it went down another 12% on Friday after that, that earnings disaster. And it was, so it just flushed for like 15 minutes, went down 12%, and then was back up. It was up, up 4% from that. It just kind of grinded up for like an hour, on that. So, that does happen for sure. Okay, so the large cap is BYND.
Nah, I'm out.
And I guess it's not even a large cap anymore. Probably it's probably
Yeah.
they're dropping down in market cap
Uncle
size.
Bees has left the chat.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've got earnings coming up. Basically, I like this one. I don't have a clear sense of direction on it, but a little bit like Carvana, it's just going to have some massive moves, and you just put some triggers on it and play calls or play puts whenever it wants to get out of a range. That little pop up it had on that fake news did not last. That was a great time to short it. But yeah, so I think it's definitely going to move this week. I mean, I don't know the circumstances in which someone is going to beat on earnings and actually go up and hold it. I don't know what that's going to take for anyone really, but I think I like the run up a lot. May 11th. after hours is the earnings.
You have any definitive strikes?
Yes. So all right. So I have 45C, May 20th, 45C. And I have sold puts at 40, which when they go deep in the money on those sold puts, it's basically, it's a little complicated, but it's like a synthetic long position. You just you're benefiting from the stock going up without having to put as much money into it, and it's a little less risky than calls, because if the price kind of stagnates, you still make money on it.
Yeah, we've had 45 on this chart. We just this thing has been failing. I almost wanted. I mean, I don't know how to play these normally. That's why I don't like it. um,
Yeah.
but I think how like Pac plays Nvidia, that's how you play this off of 45, which is now 40,
Yeah.
which is now 40, but it was 45 for like 2 months.
Right.
And you just wait till it gets there, and it'll reject it. It'll come back, and then you can play it back to it, and then it'll reject it. Um, but just there's just not enough range in these can't, like, what were these back here? It's like a $2 candle. But it works for the option, guys. 35's kind of held. 35's kind of held, Professor. I'm surprised you don't see numbers at 35. I think this could still. I mean, you could have a violent down candle in after ER. You really could have a huge. This thing could flush.
Oh,
huge,
for sure.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would be looking for. Not my favorite.
Yeah, it's a consumer defensive stock that really trades more like a tech stock. They don't benefit from the same conditions that Kroger or Costco or somebody does.
I heard it causes cancer, and it's going to zero. Sorry. All right.
One I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to put it on the hot list. But Pete, what's your read on Piton? I mean, it just keeps selling off.
Waiting for that TV news.
Yeah, and they've got earnings this week too.
Yeah.
I just don't know how. I mean, what's it going to go? Is it going to go to $10? I mean, what?
Another violent knife. You really were. There's nothing here. And I mean, you have to wait for selling to stop. I mean, what's more important now isn't here. Let me pull up the. What's more important now is selling to stop. Yeah. There's no buyers in this anymore.
Hey, so what does it mean to you? I'm looking at the daily chart right now. When during a sell-off, the RSI actually goes up. What does that mean?
Like, where are you looking at?
So, like, I'm looking at the daily chart from like November to January, where it was. I mean, they had this huge drop in that RSI, and it kind of crawled back up over 20 and sort of bounced around a bit, but it just
it's still going down.
Yeah, well, yeah, the stock's still selling off, but the RSI isn't going lower while it's going off.
So you still have you still have volume in the market, and it's not really it's basically the same theory as the melt up, right? Like the RSI wants to be in the middle. It doesn't want to be at the top or the bottom of the channel. It doesn't want to hold that. It has to have the conditions have to continue to be drastic in that direction to hold that level. So you have to maintain not this drop, but that's why you got this drop. You have to maintain this, not necessarily the trend, but the continuation of it, and it kind of slowed down. So you get, like I said, the opposite of the melt up. And the RSI, it's the same thing. Because again, RSI wants to kind of, it's a ballast, right? It wants to be in the center. It doesn't want to be at 70 or 30. It wants to be on the center line.
Can't believe this thing was $160. Wow.
I'm
That
like
COVID run.
this SoFi and even Fubu. I'm just waiting. Like there's
Yeah.
one of those three. You're gonna get them real cheap, and one of them is gonna pay for all three of your investments.
hmm No, yeah, I completely agree. Sorry, so that's the new stuff that.
You don't have any. I mean, because yeah, we're at a great. You don't have any reads back to 20 on this 17.5 even. You're
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I have. I do. So I have 2025 for July. So there, there's some bets that it's gonna bounce.
whatever.
I I don't I don't know what an earnings beat would look like for them. I mean, if the expectation is a disaster and it's like decent, I guess that could maybe do it. It might be heavily shorted and could squeeze, I guess. But
I don't see how in general just because of the market what it's shown us the ER plan in most cases isn't hope it flushes and buy the reversal.
yeah,
Like that should be the only plan
right.
for no matter
Yeah.
what.
To buy a call and be like, this is going to spike 20% and then hold that all night and all morning. They're just not doing that. They just give it right back.
So I guess you would probably be better off, and it's what the market gives you. I'm sorry, it might not give you the one you want, but the ones that have that report in the morning seem like they are going to offer the better plays because they're going to report and flush in the morning. The one after hours, you can't buy calls after hours, and it could drop
Right.
40, $50 and come back by the morning. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's how I would play it. I would find two or three ERs and just see what shits in the morning, and then go read the numbers on what shits the biggest. And
Yeah.
if they're not that bad, play the reversal. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and this is the I don't know if they report in the morning or not, but if they do, this would be a great earnings before market on the 10th. Let's go. Yeah, I'd play this one. I'd be looking for this one. Just because
Yeah.
we have range back to 23, you have leaps to 25. That's still kind of where it is. Market took
Yeah.
over for me on this. No hot list.
Um. Yeah, you talked me into it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put it on there.
Okay.
So
I mean, if we have notes, I'll put it in my notes. Play the flush. Like
yeah.
I'll say buy this under 15. Like I'll just have that in my notes. So it's got to drop $1 from here before you're even thinking about it. Doesn't mean we can't keep an eye on it.
Yeah, for sure. And on options, I probably just want as much time as I could get on it.
If they announce
But
the if they announce
it
the
does actually day trades on it work pretty well. Um, you see some pretty violent reversals. Like Friday, it had several. So
fucking things are expensive. I can't buy it under
yeah,
$7. That's crazy. um,
I know. Yeah, for a $15 stock.
yeah. If they announce the TV release date, price, stuff like that, just buy something.
Mm-hmm.
Just buy something back by 20
Yeah.
because it will check that on that news. All right, good stuff.
Yep. Yep. All right. So then, going through our list, I mean, a lot. There's a ton of red here from Friday,
You
but
talking
we have to just decide
the old list?
the old list. Yeah.
Let me go pull that
Um,
up. Bam. Let's just start with them. AA.
all right. So yeah, you have this entire sector is has been selling off, and I'm just waiting because the reversals on these are going to be nice, and
Sure.
but AA in particular, I kind of like X and CLF a little better right now. So
I
I'll probably
have
take this off for now,
I
and then
have
it'll go up.
I have LAC and then UEC and UUU.
Yeah,
That's the ones I'm on. I like this one. I mean, but we're not too. or $4 or $5 from my trigger, which is 57.5.
Yeah, well, let's wait for the dividend on May 16th. It'll probably flush on that, and that's when it's
Okay.
going to give you the trigger.
So this is one like if you're already on, people continue to stay on it. If you see it in the notes and you played it before, um, just follow your plan for sure. AMRS.
Uh, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
Again, big. You don't want to get caught up in a big sell off like it just happened, but I kind of want to see what it does here. The flow situation hasn't really changed on it. I still see $4, $5, leaps to $8.
Uh,
So
shout
it's
out, shout out to Smokey. He's making money on this goddamn
yeah,
thing.
and they have earnings coming up on the 10th, so we'll see what
And you
happens there.
said you said $5 and $10.
$8 and $10.
Oh, eight.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I saw a 460 line. We just haven't went that way. ASRT, I'm gonna take off. We're under 220 now. Um, it's just kind of been all downhill from here. Um, I'll keep my eye on it, especially if it checks back into this range. I'll mention it, but it doesn't need to be on the hot list.
Yeah.
ASTR, space in general.
Great. I'm not exactly seeing much in the space plays that is standing out right now.
It's the only
Uh,
one I like, and because it respects six so flipping well.
RDW.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So,
ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, so we'll take the space plays off for now. We know about them, but
Yeah, this is
no reason to put them on there. We'll
this. Okay.
thin it down a bit.
Bank of America.
I got what I wanted out of that.
Okay.
So
BlackRock. Um, we're
I
beyond
the
down here.
setup I had in mind does not exist anymore. So
Really?
uh,
Damn it. All right. If you see anything, I mean, because it's way. Um, I know it's my second one. I only get one more, but this thing is way oversold.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, it shouldn't be down here. I understand like 12 or 13, but this is getting out of hand.
yeah. I just gave it all back.
Yeah. Well, they kind of shot themselves in the foot. They exercised all their warrants at 1270, and
Right.
it just puts that allure that, oh, it's worth 1270, and the
Mm.
market overall perception right now, not overall perception, but overall climate of the market is 25% less than what you think.
Yeah.
We're doing here. So yeah, sad face. Bros.
um. Yeah, I still like Bros.
Yeah, they're more for
I,
me. They're more the restaurant
yeah,
feel.
should
Like
be at should be at 50 or so.
yeah, agree. CDE.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep CDE. I think it's gonna get to 5.
Do you have any dates for that?
Yeah, so 617, 5 and 6C. Just brutal sell off in all those gold stocks.
I got a show to do later. Carvana. Ooh,
Uh, nah, I'm out on that one.
trend line wins.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice on this one. DIDI. It's just gonna have
Oh
range.
yeah, no, I
It's
mean,
just gonna have
I'm still
range.
all about China.
Yeah, and it's just gonna have range off this. This level's pretty established. The 70 level.
Yeah,
You just play it back to 2. Wait for the news. Um, Sinclair, they got ER Are you still on that or?
Yeah, I'm still on those.
Dude, I like this chart now. At first I hated it. I was like, why is he playing this chart? Now I look at it, I'm like, man, it's a beautiful chart.
Yeah.
DNA? You still seeing it on your
What do you?
chart? I love it.
I do. Yeah. Let me give you what I
I
have here.
love it. God damn it.
Uh, so I've got 523C, the really bullish contract. It's always had
The
leaps like way out
Yeah.
to like $8. So
The only bad thing about this is Kathy Wood buys it. Other than that, it's a great stock.
yeah,
Sorry. Um, DNN kind of failed the. I
it
know.
did. Yeah.
Hold
So,
on. I'm gonna take this off because I jinxed it. This is my bad. Anyone that lost money on this message me. I'll PayPal you. I'll just play it. As soon as I put that $2 trend line up there, it just failed. It just kind of came out this box and it's failed back down to almost
uh,
the last low.
yeah.
We're pushing $1.
Uranium is wait and see for me right
Really,
now.
really. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. I'm mainly on CCJ because I play the options on it. But yeah.
There's another chart. I was like, why does he like this chart? Now I love the chart. Donut.
Oh, yep. I'm all about that.
Yeah, earnings this week again.
Yep.
Very good channel this thing's in. Just needs to get a catalyst to break it. I really like that setup. Both sides of the equation. Um, Callaway.
Kind of got what I wanted out of it. So nothing standing out at the moment.
Really, damn it. It's right on the level on mine. Let me.
Well, they do have earnings.
Yeah, it was one on my list just because it's right here on it. It perfect bounced off the level we had. Um,
Yeah, we'll keep it. That's fine.
with the channel. I don't. I mean, we don't. If you don't see anything, um, it's more of an option play than a share play.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I'll just put
Well,
it in
I
ER
will say
plus.
On Friday it was pretty much all bullish activity. 520, 23C.
Yeah, no, we keeping this.
So
That's volume profile. That's a middle. Yeah, okay, we'll keep this.
yeah.
It just seems like a safe one. Um, mindful ER. FTCH.
Kind of fell apart what I was looking for. So
Fubu.
it has buyers all the time. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm keeping it.
that
I'm
is
dying with that
shocking.
one. I'm dying with
20.
that one.
What the hell? God.
I just need confirmation.
Yeah.
That's it. GGPI.
Yeah. That's one of the
Is it
Hall
really
of
gonna?
Famer.
You want to keep it on the list then? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's just buy the damn things in tens, and you just gotta wait. I don't know when they're gonna announce. Groupon ER as well. Already flushing.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to keep an eye on it.
Okay.
See what it does. I mean, I played that kind of that grind uptrend, and then it just gives it all back in one day. But
what do you have?
I've got 20 and 25
June and July
for
or
June, July. Yeah.
yeah. No, it's on mine. It was on my list as well. Oops. Hibinex.
Yeah, I'll keep it.
Same setup, yeah.
Semiconductors start to go, then it'll go with them.
That's the best setup, I think. probably give you a little time to enter too, to be honest. Hut, how you feel about crypto stuff? It's getting fucking killed. It was this morning at
It
least.
is, yeah. I I think coins probably going under 100. Um, there's just not a lot positive happening for crypto stuff right now.
All right, let's keep that off then. HYMC. You don't have a
Yeah,
choice.
definitely I like the volatility on that one.
Yeah, and it's on a great level. If we look at this chart, it's set up perfect. Yes, got higher highs, same level holding. Hopefully, we can start that trend again. IMAX
Let's see.
held the level real good Friday. 15.
Yeah, I think because the whole setup here for me was a late summer and fall anyway, at $20. So yeah, I like it.
Okay, just taking a note here real quick. Am I going the right way? No. IMAX. LILM.
Um, I'm not seeing a lot on the option side on it
Sweet.
right now. So
Damn it. Macy's.
yeah, we should stay on Macy's.
Agreed.
It should bounce here. It's been in this channel for so long.
Always does. Yeah, if you're 22.5 to 25, that's my
Yep.
channel. It's 10%. It gives you more, but that's like the buy spot. Look for confirmation off the 22.5. Look for continuation off 25. It's the safest trade we've ever offered. I promise you that.
Yep.
Nat.
Yeah. Yeah. We should keep that.
So I got a note I wrote right here on top. It says Nat Hall of Fame question mark.
Yeah, I think it's probably ready. I'll put
Yeah.
it there. Yeah.
This is such a good find. I'd like to thank my trainer and all right, all right. Oops, wrong one. Nat OEC. Yo, this was low key probably one of the best calls Professor had last week. It did not give a fuck what the market said.
Yeah. Yeah. OEC is still good to go.
Still good? Okay.
Yep.
I keep going the wrong way. OEC. Yeah. I know one or two people that played it. But it was probably one of the better calls. Penn and DraftKings, because DraftKings has the ER on Monday.
I don't know what to make of these. Be honest.
If it ain't A plus right now, this does not do it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll trim it.
Play.
Yeah. Got to keep play. Play is another one that will be green when everything's red.
Party City. That 350 did not want to happen. This is a great call though. We totally nailed this.
Yeah, we did. There's
coming
nothing there's nothing A plus to keep it on the list for me, but it'll pop back up and I'll put it back on.
If the ER if Professor calls it around ER, the levels are 350 and 387 or 390 range. Yeah.
Their ER is going to be tomorrow morning, so you'll see what happens then.
Oh, that's before, yeah. So you won't get any. There won't be any calls on that. So if $5 calls pop up early on,
yeah,
that's when we would be alerting because then we'll just get there. This will be an ad zone. All right, Rad. It's holding this level.
Yeah, I mean, the longer Rad can just
sit here,
hang out around here and linger.
Yep, agree.
It'll move back up.
Agree. We said no on. Oh wait, one more. Roblox.
Your earnings this week,
You're
I
playing.
am fascinated to know what's going to happen with that. So yeah,
Alex, yeah, it's like you're
there's
playing it.
big volume on both sides. There's more upside than downside. I mean, as the
At
stock approaches zero, that's kind of what happens.
at some point in time, I think you have to have the you have to account for the gamblers. It's not
Yeah.
always whales. It's just these flipping Twitter kids that are gambling on the
Oh
big.
yeah, yeah. That they want to turn $30 into $1,000.
Like, can you
Yeah.
see how many contracts under 10 were purchased, right? Like separated by buy orders that were under 10 in the open interest, right? Because if it's like
Yeah.
60% under 10, it's just Twitter kids.
Right. Yeah. No. I filter. I filter for all that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
you can. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Um, the space plays we're just gonna dump, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're on that. Okay. Root. It's on my. It's on my
Yeah. I mean,
level.
I like Root and um, Lemonade is the option one that I do, and Root is the share one I do. Kind of
Yeah.
sort of similar. Insurance disruptors.
Definitely keeping Root. Lemonade has ER this week. Do you have a read there? The chart.
It's looking
The chart's not bad.
bullish.
Chart's not bad.
Um, so 28 is what I see.
Yeah, volume profile. Is it good enough to add?
Yes, let's
Yeah,
do it.
let's do it. Yeah. Oh, I gotta make a note on that. With ER. I like Root a lot at this 160 level. I'm gonna hop back on that chart. I really like this level here. 25% range off of it.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. And just disclaimer: Professor is a customer, so
Yeah.
Red,
Let's pump
yeah,
it.
Red Robin.
Yeah, we're early on the restaurants,
I
but
agree. I agree.
I'm keeping them.
You want to keep them on?
Yeah.
Okay. RRGB, come on. And then Shaq, I guess, while we're there too. Shaq too.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep that.
SDC earnings this week as well.
Yeah. I'm fine with keeping it. So I got $2-3 in the summer.
Let's do it. Sting, STNG.
Yeah, this is one of the better mid cap energy plays you'll see. Dividend coming up, looking for it. Well, later in May. Any kind of flush on that, I'll play it. And again, it holds the trend, but if it gives you a red day, you can jump into it, and then it'll just keep going up.
This is the professor's gnat. It really is. SWN.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that one off. I don't like the option setup as much as some other ones.
Perfect. We had 45 last week, so it's perfectly fine to kill some of these P.
Yeah.
UEC. We're on our
425. Yeah, I'm hesitant on uranium right now. So
really,
yeah,
I'm gonna go with you because I'm playing the flow reads, right? So if that's my catalyst, I can't continue to play something when the catalyst, where I got the catalyst, is telling me it's not good no more.
We could get into the middle of the week, or it could happen tomorrow, and they'll just go. But there's not a lot right now to. I'm just watching. Yeah. I want to see more.
Okay. The UEC is on a great level. If it fails, it has a huge amount of range down from here. Um, Upstart.
Yeah, definitely keep an Upstart.
Yeah, I
Play
like
it
it.
all the time.
You got me playing it. I hit it last week. It was beautiful. I just got to figure out how to time the goddamn thing. I got lucky.
Yeah.
That's a space play. WWR.
Let's see.
Is that ER this week? Yeah.
Yep. I don't have a definitive flow read on it. But man, I mean, closer it gets to $1,
Yeah.
that I kind of like it.
I
So
mean, where's it gonna go? 60 cents? Seriously.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost worth the gamble.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's keep it. And Zillow.
Yeah, like Zillow.
It was a beautiful flush on Friday. That's probably the
Yep.
perfect example of playing the flush. Got the regular chart here. Yeah, it was all pre-market too, and just climbed its way back up to the low of the previous day.
Yeah.
Perfect flush. All right, Z. Let's see how we did, P. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we got like 36. We cut about 10 out. All right. So let's go through what I got real quick. I mean, I sent them all to you, but we'll just run through them.
Yeah.
That's too big of a time frame. Sorry. All right. So we did Jivo. You took like 6 of these off already. So because we're just all on the same
Yeah.
page. So I do like that. CEN, which was, God, I always forget what it was, but it was something totally. Wasn't this DPW?
No, it's Naked.
Okay, this was Naked.
The
Um,
Fredericks of Hollywood, and now it's an EV company. Yeah.
yeah, now it's an EV company. Yeah, that's what it is. I just like where the
Yeah.
chart's at.
Yeah. So the
He's just stupid.
definitely a lot of bullish activity on it. Put to call ratio is 0.06. That's good. Let me see.
Yeah, I just think we get a mid two
Yeah.
run. We get a mid two
Yeah. It's
run
gonna.
here in the
Yeah.
next week.
It's gonna go. It'll fly, and the bag holders at $8 will get excited about it.
Yeah.
Then it'll fail again. But yeah,
So
I mean, we're just like
I think I'm
so
gonna. Uh,
250 and 3 are standing out.
I think I'm just gonna upnote that one for
Okay.
now. What about Clove? I know you mentioned that. Uh,
Yeah.
Joe, mute your
So
mic.
Clove. Yeah, I'm actually I'm thinking it might be a decent meme week because we got AMC and Clove both have earnings.
Yeah, I'm put Clove on
Uh,
this list.
the setup on Clove is not. I didn't hot list it because if it goes back down to close to $2, I'll be all over it. But I'm just kind of watching it right now.
You don't want to hot list it? No.
No,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I might call it out if I.
Okay. 100%. Same way. Halliburton.
Oh, interesting. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, I mean it's kind of it's bullish for sure. I've got it's gonna go back up to like 42, and I think it'll probably break through that. So that's a nice one.
You want to put it on there?
Yeah, let's do it.
I like it. And it's, sector's not bad. They could get news at any time.
Yeah.
42. Let me write that on there. 42. Hot list. HL. This is options. It has that. HL. I'd need a strong flow read here. Hopefully back to like 6.
Uh, HL. Um, I got leaps at 7, and I've got 5, 13, 550, and 6, 17, 6. So it is a nice flow read, and that's all Friday volume, so it's good.
And we got ER.
Yep.
When's this? Good enough to put on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on.
Okay, nice. Good job, Beast. I like this one. I do like this one. So that yeah, but it needed a catalyst, right? Um,
Yeah.
Neem gold.
Oh, gold.
Yeah.
Um,
Just,
I'm out on gold for now.
okay. Okay.
But I mean that can change.
This thing is holding 70 very well. That's just why it came up. AFRM. Oops. Have you ever heard of that one?
Yeah. um, yeah, just another one that just shockingly low earnings. Their last earnings were a total debacle. Got leaked early, and
Yeah.
let me see what the flow is on it.
It's 25 levels is strong. Everything is just previous levels we've plotted or inside bar plays or stuff like that. So it's just from a total technical standpoint.
It's still very very bearish. 1.5 put to call ratio is more than double what would be a bullish
Sweet.
ratio. So
On to the next one.
they haven't let up on beating it down just yet.
Interesting.
Probably gonna go to $22.
I like it. All right. CFVI.
Oh, the Trump thing.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I like DWAC this week. It's going to be on my option list. So yeah, there's something going on with those two, and whales are front loading it.
These options are cheaper.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to add both of those or no?
Yeah, I want it to be on everyone's radar. So yeah, I'm good with. We'll put those on.
DWAC scalpable share side too. This just held this level good. You buy this at 11 and you can get some change out of it. I mean, it's lunch money
Yeah.
until it pops, but it's just consistent.
Yeah, I on the CFVI, I did an alert that went from like 13 to 17 in one day. That was one of my better plays.
Nice. So this is on the hot list. This is on the hot list. FSR. You can't be saying that to me and not expect me to start watching it.
Yeah.
You know I love this thing.
Yeah, no, it's of its whole group, this is probably the best flow setup right now. I don't put Tesla. Tesla's a different animal, but yeah, this is nice. 10 is likely to hold. Anything below 10, I'm definitely buying.
Yeah, and it plays back to 20.
Yeah.
I'll get you more chart to show you guys. I haven't played this in a while, but Professor got me this is one of the first ones. Professor, I was like, all right, I gotta like buy this guy a cookie or something because I was gonna play this from. I think I got into it at like 14, but I was just playing it to 20, and he was calling flow in that other room, and I was like, what do you see? And he's like, no, it should go to 22, 23. And by golly, I got an extra 10% out of this goddamn thing. I was really impressed with him. But this thing has the range. The Ocean is their car. You guys know I'm an EV nerd. So, what do you think? Hot list or just kind of wait and see? Be mindful of it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, be mindful. I
Okay, I like it.
go
I
ahead and
like
say
it.
that.
Um, IMPP.
Yeah, I love this stock. I mean, it's sort of rare for me to go full size on a penny stock with no options. Well, I mean, it has options, but not my options. So, yeah, I've been playing this
Can I
in
ask
the
what your
in the
full
80s and it over $1. It just keeps doing it over and over. So,
can I ask what your full size is on that? Are you going like 10K? Are you
yeah,
going like
like
10K?
um, no, it's
Oh, okay,
like
okay,
4K.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
Shares.
shares. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's kind of my game right there. Five to 10 on that. Those 10-cent moves. It's so
yeah,
nice. It's so nice.
yeah.
I haven't hit this one, but it's definitely there. JMIA. I actually took that 875 off of here because it was fucking with me, but we're back on 650 again with that $12 range.
So, we're at the level like I don't see the flow yet, but this is the price where it's gonna start happening. So, um, especially with it as an earnings run up, yeah, I've kind of talked myself into it. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put it on.
Okay.
It's been good to us, so
So
it
this
deserves a spot.
this is dang near Hall of Fame, and I can't believe I'm
Yeah,
saying that.
and by the way, the put to call ratio flipped bullish, so it's point 5, and the actually let me show you this graphic.
So you're saying no flow, but PC ratio flipped.
Well, no, I kind of take that back. I mean, there is some decent flow on it. It didn't. I have these filters that kind of do the work for me and just highlight things.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to dig into something, then might not be as good. But the flow is favorable. It's not overwhelming yet.
Okay.
And this is one that the flow will turn overwhelming, and that's when I'll just kind of like do the alarm bell and put it up there. But what I want everyone to look at on this
Main chat.
graphic I'm going to share is there's a
Main,
column on the right side, and you're going to see it's very green. And let me find it. Okay, so here we go. All right, so notice those days where
yeah, let me do this.
uh,
Yeah.
the puts were kind of dominating, and then it's kind of started to flip green, and then you just get all green on Friday. And that is a day that the stock dropped 7.8%. So we hit a zone where the whales want to load up on it again. So I do like that part of it.
That's interesting.
And if we get a big volume spike like happened a couple weeks ago, then it's really go time.
Like it. Oh, let me get this off the screen now. Uh oh. Look at me struggling with the tech. Now you see why I don't trade options. LAC.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this because I think we can run it back up, and it was probably my best trade of the year, just because I had so many leaps on it, and I just could keep them and scale them out. So, yeah, LAC is great.
Put it
Back up
on it.
to 40 this summer, I think.
So 40 summer leaps. Yeah, I'm just specifically calling it because we're at that level you called it on, and it absolutely
And I
is.
mean, there's really no way around it. Lithium is very important to the future. So, and this is probably the best stock for it.
I have 2373, which means I try to get it under 24 when it's offered, and then playing it back to 27.51 which means look for the breakout over 27. That's why I put 5-1 there, um, and take that breakout. So that's pretty much how I trade it. I didn't get the
Nice.
big. I didn't get the big move like Professor. Monster. Lucid.
Yeah, I Flow is bullish on it, and 18 should hold. I've sold puts at 18. There's always a lot of activity everywhere from 24 to 28, and so
So perfect.
that's a great range from here.
Is this kind of like a just mindful or a hot list on your end?
Um, Mindful. I mean,
Okay.
I have the whole sector breakdown, and Lucid's always in there. It's good for options for sure. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for me, it just needs a catalyst that like got through ER. It's on support. Um,
What was your original entry on Lucid?
16.8,
Nice.
and then I bought.
So it was like that. Was it like that
I bought.
initial pop, and
Yeah,
then
I'll show you.
kind of settled for a
Shout
minute?
out the tune right here. Shout out the tune right here. I bought right here. With this is where the 17.7 came in. I bought this day, and then that this was my that turned into my stop loss, and then
Mm,
I bought again at 26. Um,
nice.
and I scaled out at 47 and 52. Um, that was literally my best trade last year, hands down. Wasn't even close. Um, but we're back on that 17 level for me, so it just like this is kind of where it all started. You still have the Saudis that bought at 1550. Um,
Yeah.
so the closer you get to that, I mean that's for me that's the floor. Um, and we just got that one flush day again. Shout out to Tune.
Yeah.
We got this one flush day where it went down to 16. I mean, it went 60 cents off of what they paid that day. So yeah, and then it never checked back to the close, right? It never made it
Right.
back to the close of the day, which just rode that one out. Different times. Different times. Um,
Yeah.
it was an amazing move, but so yeah, we're just back at that level. I think it has, I mean, it 24 really stands out. I have like 26, 27, but 28 still kind of makes sense and all that. You just need a reason. Um, yeah, I don't think we hot list it, but it's one of those. It's almost like a Hall of Fame play that we didn't really. We weren't on the same team at the time it happened.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, I was when like my early time in the other channel, like I didn't really play EVs because it wasn't a sector I knew. I mean, my whole path in this was to just like I was so focused on oil, and it happened to be at like the perfect time to be in oil stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of branched out, from there. Basic materials was next for me. And then I got into like banks and airlines. Kind of because I was doing options. I like cheap at the money options that are like $50 to $75. And I never really got into, like, I did QQQ. Didn't really get into like the huge stuff like Tesla or Upstart used to be a huge one too. But anyway, yeah. So
Yeah,
I was late to the beat. I like the sector.
yeah. No, the other room had SoFi and Lucid, and like I didn't really play SoFi much, um, but EV has always been my thing, so it kind of fit my narrative. And it kind of felt coming out of summer that we were headed into a uptrend in the market, and those two really stood out for me.
Yeah.
So, um, we got we
But,
got we got Macy's. What about PTLO?
let's see.
Do you get flow read on this guy? I know it's really new, so options are kind of light, but we're just getting our
Yeah,
butts
the
rolled.
options are bearish right now.
Really?
Yeah.
How low do you go? 15, 17?
Um, 1750.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make a note. Rite Aid we have. Hot listed that. Space Plays RDW. Got rid of. I really like that off of 6 if you're already on it, though. Root, we're good. We covered that. UEC, and did we cover UUU, or that's going to be the same as UEC, huh? Cooling off?
Yeah, same deal with uranium. But basically, like I need to see uranium futures get a little kick.
People know. People know. I'm fine with taking that off so no one chases it. Like if you've played it successfully, you know what the hell you're doing by now. If not, it's kind of up there, and you don't have the levels established already. You don't understand how it's going to move. What's a good day? What's a
Yeah.
bad day? Um, I'll call it out. Professor will call it out.
So
Workhorse.
uranium futures right now are
Sorry.
at 54.75, and when that gets back up to 58, and then it'll push back over 60 and start to go to 65. Like that's when you're going to see those crazy days from the uranium stocks again. So, that plus the flow is what I look at there.
I like that it has a barometer like that. That makes it real easy on the catalyst side. Um,
Yeah, those are the futures that really actually matter to me.
yeah,
The overall market futures don't really
yeah.
do much for
I
me.
don't really care. I don't care. Workhorse. Workhorse. You got anything? ER. This
I
week
haven't
or
thought about this one in a while. Let me see.
it's kind of holding 3 real well, and then said nah. But we got coming up, and it has range back to 4. So I'm asking.
Yeah, let me see if I've got activity there. Yeah, put to call ratio is favorable. They really wanted to beat this to hell a few days ago, but now they've kind of flipped bullish on it. Good volume to October 7C.
Wow.
That's only $20, by the way. Um, I've got January 8th. It's interesting. The leaps are kind of standing out here,
Not the
and then
short term, the
a lot
leaps.
of a lot of in the money activity at 3C. So they're probably planning to exercise those if this does run.
Which is
But
probably
yeah, even 280 to 3 would be pretty good.
you want to are you okay with hotlessness?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. I like.
The last little bit I have is just the three shitty energy, and you kind of already went over REI a little bit, but I have 9 in HUSA as well.
Mm.
But they're all against trend last week, right? Um, and all on good levels.
Yeah,
REI.
USA does have options, and their put to call ratio 0.02. So nobody wants puts on this thing.
Yeah, look, this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. This is Monday, right? This is your week. It's in a slow uptrend all week. Like, they went against the market, and I look for that.
Yeah,
Um, and they're all the same. REI's same, and then yeah, look at what they did. Look at the weeks last week. One, two, three, four, five. That's your week last week. Look at this uptrend, and
yeah,
then 9. I'm gonna probably just keep these in notes because yeah, one, two, three, four, five. Again, uptrend whole week. Uptrend through a resistance level. I mean,
nice.
I'll just do a little write up on them. I think. I just kind of I want to mention them to you personally.
Yeah,
Because I don't know if you can play those, but they just really stand out right now.
yeah.
Um, ERs that ATER has ER.
Oh, do
Um,
they? Um,
yeah, and I like this under 5. I mean the option activity off this is off the rails.
Yeah, it's big volume every day. Puts a call ratio 0.22. Got 520, 750. A lot of 4C, 450C, 5C all over the place. All the puts are all bullish on it too.
Yeah, it seems like just the gambler spot right now.
Yeah, I mean, but they might short shares on it. I don't really have data on that.
I can
I don't know.
look. I can look into that. ATR. That's the easiest way to look at it. Not really. Not much. APRN, another ER, kind of socially last week.
Uh,
It was Monday before market. It would have already happened. Damn it.
yeah. Yeah, it'll dip back down. Wow. So what did they run on?
I have
What kind of news did they have?
no clue what that ran on.
Uh,
Announced $70 million planned capital infusion through debt neck to finance the deal for $70 million.
so there's a decent push on 526C. That's kind of interesting. But there's also a lot of bearish activity at 3P, 2P. And in this market environment, yeah, this could be a $2 stock. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what how strong support is on it, but
Yeah, no, there's nothing that's
yeah,
yeah, there's nothing down here. Like it's kind of when it's dipped really hard.
mm-hmm.
So I could see the two tests coming for sure. PLTR also ER. Then we did that one. We did that. We're good after that.
Yeah.
I think
Whales never let
Palantir will
up on
be good.
they just keep wanting to beat this down. But put to call ratio is kind of sitting right there, 0.68. Volume increasing. So that kind of 2/3 call to put ratio is kind of what you would look for. A lot of 11C for June, 10C for weeklies. So might actually turn around for once.
Yeah, this is another one that I mean I'm just mindful of the ER this week, and if it flushes, I'm interested. There'll be enough range if it ever confirms, but it's getting to the point where it's entirely too cheap for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a super gap
I
too.
think Palantir. I think Palantir gonna do good with their earnings, but I don't know. In this kind of market is it might smash on top line, bottom line, and the thing might just go down to like $8, which I don't think it ever went to $8. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's the kind of market we face with.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
it don't matter what you report right now. It has to be real good for it to cause a 10% upward move. I just don't like you're basically just
That's
holding good news. You're just holding on to what you got right now.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about, like with SoFi. Like I'm sitting there like, how low can SoFi go? You know, but they wasn't. You know, with the student loan being gone, everything. I think they'll smash because they've been smashing without the student loan so far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they've been beating earnings back to back without student loans. So like, I want to know like what are they doing out? Are they growing as a company without student loans? Now that because you got to think this earnings is where the Super Bowl is really actually priced in. Like, well, I don't know if it's not priced in or not, but the growth of it. You know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl was in February.
Yeah, they're gonna report. They're not gonna have profit, which is a problem, but they're not gonna go below
Right.
like 450 is about it for me on that. I mean, it's outrageous at six. Don't get me wrong, but if you were gonna like pick like it can't go any lower, 450 is kind of it for me. Um, but I like this. I like how the six. I'll pull the chart. I like how the six is holding. Um, I mean, it's only been a week or
Yeah,
so, but it
it's
leveled
been
off.
it's been bouncing off of it.
Yeah, I like how this is holding. ER will be crucial. Like this could run to eight, like before you know it, or it could test that 5,450 level. Um,
And then and the thing about it, they got they got their earnings Tuesday night, and Wednesday morning is when the CPI data is released. So it's like fuck, I wouldn't even play earnings on it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You also have that market. You got to be mindful of when people report. Like if the market, you can't go against the grain. If the market is just hating life, or there's not a lot of volume because they're waiting for Powell to speak or something, and you report that day, you kind of got to take that into consideration too. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting again. So the Fubu, SoFi, and there was one more. It's just for me, like pick one of those three, and you should be all
Like
right. You should be all right.
I
Like
I was I DM'd Professor last night, and I was talking to him about well, like Rivian. Like I think Rivian's going to tank, and then they're going to because they took like half their last earnings. They took half their projection. They cut it in half and said they were supposed to make this amount of cars. I think they got a lot of ties with China, so I think their guidance is going to be half of what they already projected from the last earnings. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, and that's the thing with China. Like China got so many good companies, but with China being shut down for the past 2 months, you know, you gotta. It's a factor that weighs into that. Like cut down your future forecast. Nobody knows when China's going to open back up. I mean, it sucks to say, but like Elon Musk, he got a shuttle bus for everybody that's a Tesla employee in Shanghai, and they're all staying at Tesla factory in China. Like they're not even going home,
Yeah.
that Germany
which is
factory
like
saved him too. Getting that Germany factory online really
it's
saved
like
his ass.
it sucks that like you would think like dang man they ain't even allowed outside already when they go home, but now they're stuck in the warehouse factory sleeping on the floor to make cars. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So I was just I had asked them and I was like, what do you see? What do I see Rivian going? You know, and then there's rumors that their IPO lockup is today, is tonight. And right now I've been seeing that Ford is planning on selling $8 million share. They're selling 8 million shares to supposedly tomorrow or tonight, whenever their lockup period expires. So like how far would it go once it expires?
It ain't going. This ain't going below 20. I mean, that's still $8. That's another 30%. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a big drop from here, even, but I mean, 25 even. That's I'll use my 70-90 analogy on this. Um, you're not going to get below zero point 0.9 on book value. I just don't see that happening. And if it is, I'm a buyer. Um, but it could
We're
sit.
under 20.
I'm under at 25. I'm really looking at 20. It's
Okay.
almost brainless to me. But this thing could sit at 20 to 23, 25 for a while, right? Like thinking that it's going to come back out of this channel, that might not happen. But there's a point in time where it's just the risk reward ratio on buying shares kind of becomes a no brainer. Um, the selling by Ford or Apple or whoever else owns them, that's definitely something I'd keep an eye on though. That's huge news. Um, 8 million
I'm
shares
also
though.
looking at
8 million shares ain't really what we talking about. We're
I'm
talking
also
about four
looking at
percent.
Tyson.
It's like 4% of the float.
Uh, I'm I'm looking at Tyson to see if they drop their prices on their groceries.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm looking at for in their earnings call.
Yeah, I'm kind of, for the most part, I'm either you do a lot of DD or don't really mess with the earnings. Like I played Starbucks because um, I know the chart better than anything, but um, it just this is the way it's set up right now. I don't see what news someone would report in most cases that's going to get you a 10% run in the stock. It's just not the environment for it right now. You're better playing the flush on. You're better than getting like, hey, we did exactly what we're going to say news. It's selling off 12%, and then you buying that dip. Um, just seems like the proper way to play those right now, especially on your guys' side if you're playing options. Um, because that's huge range in most places, I guess. I don't know. What were those two charts, P? We were gonna look at Amazon, Google.
Yeah, Amazon and Google. Wow, Bitcoin's really crashing right now. Jeez.
How low?
33.
It's gonna go back into the 20s. We're gonna hit 29 by the market open. Watch. That 34 was a
Is,
huge level.
am I wrong if am I wrong if I want Amazon and Google both to go to 2,000?
I don't really look at anything but the technical side, but man, gotta love RTL right here. it checked that number. Um, 235.65. I don't. I would like this to go to 2K. I don't see it happening. I wish it would. That's a that's definitely a spot in the chart, but I think it's going to hold this 24 here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get you really should get some people buying going into the split. Um, what's this right here? 26 would be the break. 26.5 would be the break I'd look to establish that we are back in an uptrend. But that's kind of my channel. Say 23 to 26.5 currently. That's a big dip for them. Kind of an overreaction. Um, damn it, that was the third time I can't say that again. That was my third one. God damn it. I was saving that one
I
too.
was just one of the reasons why I wanted to go down. It might not happen was 2,000 on Amazon. It's because like I don't know if they do that. They doing a 21 stock split, so that's $100
Yep.
a ticker. Okay, in their sector. The only company that's over $100 in their sector is Melly.
Mm-hmm.
What's Google? G O.
OG. And then there's a GOGL. They're the same thing, basically.
Um, I like this. I don't know if I like this one. I think I like this one a little better though. Yeah, I like this one a little better. It's just forming support, but you don't have the historical level that you had. Yeah, you don't have the historical level that you had, so this could fall. This one could fall to 2K. Um,
Yeah. We're just not. So kind of what I see, you get these spikes of bullish flow but it's not sustained. And then you see that in the price too. So when you're in a bear market, you do get these like really explosive moves, even out of some mega caps, but then they just give it right back. So
I mean, you have higher lows since the ER dip to 2,225, which that's a huge ass psychological number. um, I like that, but it's higher low since then. I mean, it's only a $30 higher low, but it's tightening up. This will make a decision. Um, I don't like. I mean, if you want one to fail, this is the one. Just looking at it. Um,
Yeah, I'm with you.
yeah, it's set up more to fail. What? How far back do I
So
gotta
so
go?
on that chart, on that chart right there, that's the bottom.
What are you talking about?
Those all right. I'm looking at those blue and red dots.
The blue and red dots down here.
Those three blue and red dots. No. Right there, where your
This
mouse is at, to the
this
right. Yeah.
that's ER.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just the ER date. And it tells you the info right there that earnings 25, estimate actual is 24.6. You can click on it and give you more information. No, the
Got you.
this shelf kind of stand out to me, and that's 2005 9, 2050. Um, it's kind of teetering on the top of the 3-year volume profile right now, though, but that's not strong support. Um, you know what else is like that, P? Is Microsoft. Same thing you're talking about, like
Yeah.
how it does good. Um, you have those really good days when the market's doing good, and you have kind of the shitty days. What did this run? 276 to 290.
Yeah.
It's the same. I look at this one a little more because I can afford it. Those other two are just kind of
Yeah.
out of the price range for me. Someone did
Yeah, I'm with you. But buy my one share and watch it fly.
yeah.
0.810 or something.
Someone had a good setup on that though. It's a 20-to-1 split, right? Yeah, 20-to-1. So someone said to buy like 5 shares, and then when it splits, you can sell contracts on it.
That's a good point.
But I mean, you're still 10K into it. But if you have a little bit of size, it's not a bad move.
Yeah.
Because the options there's enough premium in those options. Like there's gonna be great money in those. And
Yeah.
I assume that there'll be more activity when they do split.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for now, on Friday, you'll see a lot of volume on those expiring contracts because they're cheap at that point. But
Can you like do the math on what the premium would be after the split? Is that possible? Like have an idea?
No, there's a lot of factors that go into it other than just the price of the stock. So I'm not quite sure, but it would be similar to Apple, I think.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, because no, I'm totally thinking about doing it. Totally thinking about doing it. Just because I want the shares in general, but if I can do something with the shares, like sell covered calls,
Yeah.
I like that idea. Especially if I can get weekly premiums for $2.19.
Right.
I'm totally down. Jesus. Yeah, sign me up. Are you kidding me? Sign me up. All right, appreciate that. So yeah, well, but I'm not a buyer. I'm like kind of with what Toon was saying on that. I would need that big dip, right? Like those shares would have to be ridiculously cheap before the split for me, because that's a big investment. Any sector action? Kind of talking shop here. Next 15 or so.
I mean, it's all about oil. It's the only one that is just sort of universally favorable right now. And I posted something in News DD where G7 is going to ban imports on Russian oil.
Yeah, I've seen that. Through the summer or some shit like that, right?
Yeah. So that the idea of that news is going to push stocks more than the actual impact of that news, if that makes sense. So Yeah, I do like oil. I like basic materials. The sell off has given a nice potential for some reversals. So we'll kind of see what happens there. I just I don't know what to make of like I love to play EV chargers, but
Yeah.
it's kind of a bad market for them right now. And
Play Guys earnings this week.
Nice.
But yeah, no, they're all failing. There's not many of them that aren't. If they aren't, they have a really small float.
Yeah.
um, oh, question. I've been trying to get better at this. So, question that people would ask that are afraid to ask or don't have access to you like I do. Um, if I'm a new trader, right, like I'm super new in the room, just kind of getting my feet wet, and I'm not really struggling, but I'm not like going forward and backward. Um, what are a couple stocks that are good, like 80/20 stocks? And what I mean by 80/20 for the people that don't know what that means are 80% on the share side, 20% on the option side. What are good 80/20 stocks you see over the next few weeks?
So let me see here. Um,
Personally, I suggest like Nat would be one I usually
yes.
suggest, and then
Yeah.
I usually tell people Oxy also would be one I suggest.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, and there was a
Uh,
couple.
Airlines are pretty good for that, especially uh, JetBlue and HA, because they're both kind of under $20,
Okay.
and that's kind of one thing I look for there. Um, can't go really wrong with BAC, WFC. Those are good to learn options on, just because um, they're not gonna knife on you. The thing about the way option prices move, there's this thing that happens psychologically sometimes where, like, if you're all of a sudden you're losing on it and you just kind of stare at it, you just watch it keep going down, you're waiting for it to reverse, and then all of a sudden you're down 50%. So you have to have stops in mind. But I mean, it happens so much faster than shares. To go down 50% in shares is kind of rare.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and I mean, if that's a slow bleed out, and you're just kind of hoping. Um, and there are a lot of people in penny stocks down that much, but I mean, this is something that happens over the course of minutes. So anyway, yeah. So I like banks. I learned on those.
Okay.
Um,
What about on just the share side for you?
great on the shares and options for yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Interesting.
I think it's a little expensive on the share side for this, but like MO is good. That's a consumer defensive stock that kind of like the way that one moves. And Chewy is a good one, although it's been in a really bad downtrend lately, but that's always good for options.
I like it. I'm glad I asked that because I had a totally different ballpark on what you were going to answer.
Oh yeah.
I thought you would say Oxy, IMPP, um, your CCJ, that one.
Well, X actually is one. That's X is one.
X and M. I thought X and M. I thought you'd
Yeah.
mentioned Play. Just interesting. Just interesting that you kind of went more with some firm sectors is what it looks like.
Well, yeah, because you said they're
Some
new.
boring shit. Just boring shit. I love it.
Yeah, I think that when you're learning, you do kind of want to stick with that. I mean, the worst thing to do with options is just to, I mean, Nvidia and AMD are great to trade, but like for that to be your first option play, it can be scary. So you just got to you want to know what you're doing first, and then go from there.
No, good. No, like I said, I'm glad I asked that because
What
I would have had a
what that
different set of stocks.
what's your what that MO you just mentioned? I like WBA Walgreens, like
Yeah,
with the options because it might not move a lot, but you can like you can buy enough options and it moves. You could actually win. You know,
Well,
MO is the same as
that's the point.
Walgreens. Those yeah, those consumer defensive stocks, those stable stocks. Like I like those stocks. Like I like trading options on those stocks for real,
yeah,
for real.
yeah. And I think in an option position, you have to get comfortable with selling up 20%. And a lot of times when that's your plan, you're going to get more than 20% at it. Like one candle will move right through that. And all of a sudden you're 35%. But on that move, you want to sell most of it. And, um, you know, put your stop loss at entry and just, if you have one or two, kind of see what they do. But, just don't get greedy. 30% is a lot on a trade. So
For me, it's that mindset that like you got to really sell yourself that you can repeat the process if that's a problem. It's not the
yeah,
only trade you're gonna win on, so you don't need to get it all. You need to get your plan and to just find the next one. Um,
yeah. Oh,
it,
and by the way, one of the worst things you can do with options is like you win on a trade and you're like, I think this is going to go higher. I wish I was still in it, and then you buy right then. Bad idea. Wait for it because it's that your entry was good before. Now your entry is uncertain. It it's you're in the middle of this green candle, and that next one could be like a doji, and then like go down or whatever. So yeah, just move on. You just move on and trade something else, or
if
just
I
wait for it to get back in your zone.
if
Because
I
you'll see a lot of these, they'll bounce off the same level over and over again, and you can just keep hitting them.
I
yeah
also I also would say like I like how Professor like he can buy 10 contracts and one of those contracts move $5. He'll sell two of them and then the next one to move $5. He'll sell two more. So as it's going up, he's definitely taking some off the table. And if it goes back down to his entry price after it jumped that high, he's getting out of the trade.
Yeah,
I'll tell you from the Apple trade this week. Was it Apple? Sorry, the Starbucks trade this week. Um, I got in late, which I'm a stickler on entries, and I could have got 50 cents, and I got like 73, I think it was. Um, but that opening morning part, fuck that. Like I'm good. It was all over the map. Um, from like $1.10 to $1.50, right? But it ended up going to like $3. Um, but I only had one contract, and I like that really showed me the importance. If I would have had two, I could have just paid for the two and kept one throughout the whole day. I could have still had it. But without having two, I'm in a position where I have to take my money. I can't
yeah,
risk losing money if I don't have two. So I kind of told myself, well, maybe I do need to up my goal or my budget to $200 just so I can buy two. Um, and I'm kind of still going back
so
and forth, but
yeah,
that's a good idea. But it's huge to buy more than one. It's so huge. Encryption said it a few weeks ago, and he wasn't wrong. Like
yeah,
I don't I'd kind of on the share side, like I don't scale out as much as I scale in. Like I just dump. I don't care. Um, but on the option side, man, it you almost need to have two minimum, like minimum.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, actually, on that FM or FOMC day, this is kind of a good example of something. So I had some QQQ lottos on that day, calls like after the market kind of bottomed out, and it it had bottomed out at like 314, and then it started to move up and went up to like 318, and I kept it, and then you got that one big green candle right when the minutes came out. The algorithms kind of screwing around, and then it, so I was out of most of it. I kept one, and it dropped like a rock, and then down 1%, and then finished the day up 4%. And that contract, like when I kept it, it went from 300 all the way down to 70, and then ended up the day $800. And so the reason I kept it is that I was just banking on, well, either at this point the market's just going to completely sell off, or you're going to get a bunch of buyers coming in and they're going to run it up. And so because I was already I had 10 contracts and I had one left, I was willing to say, okay, I'm just going to see where this goes and just let it ride. And when you have a big position, you can do that. But when you have one contract, that is irresponsible to do that, because you already went from $50 to $300. Why would you not just get out of it? But if you just want to keep one and just, hell, let's just see what it does. I wouldn't let it go red, maybe, but that. And when you're playing options, that's what a runner is, and you have to have a decent sized position to do that. And it's the whole reason I play cheaper stuff, because I don't like to have just one Tesla contract and just, I'm just in this one thing. I like to scale out.
I don't know exactly how I'm gonna say it, but I just came up with the most genius shit, and I don't even play options. But a runner comes from a winner. A lotto comes from a loser.
Yeah.
Straight up. If you have a runner, it's because you already won the trade. You're playing with house money. If you have a lotto, it's because you put your money in there and you're hoping.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You shouldn't be lottoing. Everything should be a runner. You should be setting yourself up for a runner. You should know the difference. You should handle those two things totally different. Not saying you shouldn't lotto, but you should handle them totally different. Um, yeah, I'm buying
for
two.
sure.
I'm buying two. I gotta buy two. You kind of talked me into it. Like, there's no sense to buy one anymore. If you can't, if I'm not gonna buy two, I should buy none.
Yeah.
Just for the management side, I like it. All right, you got anything else? If I know it's a holiday, so let's cut this. I don't care if we cut it off.
Yeah. No.
Abruptly.
No, that's pretty much it for me.
Right on. Well, everyone have a good Mother's Day. Professor will have his journal of notes out, I'm sure, throughout the day.
Yeah. Yep.
Throw me the hot list when you can. I got what we have here. If you have anything, let me know. Um, I'll read the room out later. Other than that, everyone have a good day. Call your mama. Rub her feet.
Yep.
Do something nice for your lady. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you, P. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Let's have a good week.
Yeah. Take care, everybody.